And welcome back everyone to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon for Group J action. Is going to be the third map for the losers set here for Group J. FXOJKS up against NSHSting. Cloud Kingdom will be the map. They are tied one apiece right now. Let's jump into the game. We do have, of course, Sting up here at the top right-hand corner as our yellow Terran has gone for a double barracks down at the below ramp here. Looking at the worker count, he is at 14 SCVs, so it's not too drastic of one. We do see JKS up down here at the bottom left as our blue Zerg with a hatch then pool opening, of course. So he's obviously already scouted these two barracks. He had to deal with this in-game on the one, didn't manage to catch it out due to some Marines running around to the left-hand side and not being seen. So let's see if he can do it this time. Shall we, Railcoon?
Yeah, I mean, losing the hatchery in the first place wasn't really the biggest deal. It was the second hatchery death that got him in the first game, but Sting didn't really do that well in the last game. The roach pressure caught him really off guard. So, you know, why not go back to what worked for him game number one? This seems to be more of his style as well. He likes being aggressive in the early game, trying to get ahead and then just abusing that by controlling the pace of the game. So he's going for this again. There are some drones down here, so he might be able to try and block the bunker. It won't block it indefinitely, but he's delaying it, which will allow the Zerglings to come out and do much better, which he's doing quite successfully right now. Zerglings are almost out.
He's mineral walking through these, but he needs to be careful because the more mining time he loses, 12 Zerglings now on the way. He needs to be very careful not to lose any of these drones, though. One does get low health. He really needs to send that back to the mineral line, and that's exactly what he's done. There we go. And we've got Zerglings out now as well, and this is going to be completely shut down for him. So, a little bit of a different start compared to game one.
Yeah, that was really good from JKS. Like, he did lose some mining time, but he completely zoned him out. He didn't even get to start the bunker. That's not really the best for what Sting wanted. He did force a lot of Zerglings, so it's not the end of the world. If you look at the worker count, it's 18 to 17. He's got Marines back home, but he should be setting up a defensive bunker right now, because he forced a lot of Zerglings from JKS, and you can never be certain what a Zerg player is going to do with those. And he doesn't have a wall, he doesn't have a bunker, he's got no protection at the moment. So he's just counting on the fact that JKS isn't going to attack, which is not always a safe bet. It doesn't look like JKS is going to do it, but it's a consideration that is cutting a very minor corner right now.
Yeah, JKS is still one of the new guys in the FX Open House, of course. Honestly lucked his way through the codec qualifiers last time. He really did, and did drop out immediately after. But at the same time, he's learning well. He's a very emotional player, which is strange coming in from the Korean side of things.
All of the FXO guys were emotional when they first started playing and trying to get up into Code A, if you really
look at Overlord, he's got nowhere to run here. That is going to be very frustrating for the for JKS. However, he's taking down the rocks in the middle of the map while he can, because the Zerglings have time. But he hasn't gone for any kind of attach.
It's not a bad thing to do. Like, that little tiny choked off ramp can be really good for Marines in the mid game, and he is moving into a Baneling nest just for safety right now. So having the time to open that up isn't really the worst thing in the world, especially since we're on Cloud Kingdom and he doesn't have to really remove any rocks at his third base, like it seems is very common on a lot of other maps. Not on the third base, but a lot of them have the rocks connecting them. So he just has the free time to take out some of them in the center. It's good usage of those Zerglings. Now they're swinging around checking the wall. There's one Marine there, and it is now completely walled off, so he's safe. But this command center is finally finishing up. He'll be able to float this over in a second, and we're going to start seeing the tech from Sting.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see JKS still trying to see what's going on. He's going to get caught by these Marines over here on the left, but he will be able to see their position at the same time. So he's not going to get caught off guard like he was in game one. He's got two spine crawlers there in defense as well. But he hasn't actually picked what kind of tech path he wants to do. He's got the Banelings. He's playing very defensively. However, at the same time, Sting hasn't done anything except these three barracks anyways, so this is going to work well for JKS.
He did just drop a factory, but that's after 4 barracks starting combat shields. And JKS scouted the barracks several times. Didn't see the 4th one, but he did see the tech lab researching. So he has an idea of what's going on. He's seen 3 barracks. It's probably just going to be normal, standard play. And he's going to drop his 3rd hatch and the macro hatch at the same time. His worker count is only actually 38. Because he's actually been making more Zerglings very slowly. He's been making some Banelings just to be safe, because he's kind of picked up on the read that Sting likes to be aggressive.
Yeah.
So he's got these Banelings just to be safe, and he might just give up his hatch, cancel it, and then try and bait the Marines into walking into Banelings, which is what it looks like he's trying to go for right now. Oh, he's going to swing around behind these.
Yeah, he's going to cancel the hatch anyway. He's going to bring his Zerglings from behind. The link speed is about to finish up. There it goes. So he will have a good spot. But now we do see the pre-splitting from Sting. It didn't help him much last time because JKS was trading effectively even from a behind position. However, here we go. He does see what's going on now. But these Marines are also stuck there.
One thing you can do when he's doing the pre-splitting like this is hold the Banelings back, because then the Zerglings are way better when they're split like this. You can get more surface area like this.
Yeah, but here we go. He's coming in now, though. We do see from behind as well. The Banelings aren't connecting all that well. However, he will still have enough to clean it out with the Zerglings, like you were saying, getting full surrounds on these Marines. And he's delayed his third hatch quite significantly, but it's not that big of a deal to JKS just now. He's got his macro hatch coming, double Evo chambers and lair, compared to really... We just see the starport only just finishing up for Sting now. He's coming out with another group of Marines yet again. But JKS is going to spot this with this Zergling coming to the watchtower. Yes, he will.
So, I mean, this is a consideration. Like, he's done a good job defending this, but it really delayed his drone count. So he did take the opportunity after annihilating that army to sneak out a few more drones. They're still pretty much even in the worker count. And when the third hatch finishes up, he'll be able to catch up a little bit more. He's repositioning his spine crawlers. But Sting is just being hyper aggressive, and I don't think it's just working out as well this game.
No. Well, the spine crawler's in position.
Get flanked again. The Zerglings are... Oh, they turned around. They were on the way to hit him from behind.
Well, there's enough spine crawlers here to really defend this anyway. And here come the Banelings. They're actually going to get great hits off. That is actually a huge win for JKS right there. He took like pretty much no damage. He's now ahead in the resources loss counter. And his creeps first starting to get there. But at the same time, we do see a third command center for Sting. And with Medivacs out soon and Stim finishing up, he's going to be very different. However, he only has 16 Marines on the field total. They're
all in the new Medivacs. He just loaded up every single unit he has in these Medivacs. This is like basically banking everything on this drop. He needs to do damage with this because there's no units defending his home base right now. If you look back into JKS's base, he's got some Banelings coming at his third. There aren't really any more units elsewhere. The Zerglings are right up there at the wall, but he's been spotted, and he's going to have to unload, just pick off an Overlord, then back off. But no, he's going for it still. The Banelings are here, and there are Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, that's true. And oh, he's going to get surrounded by these Zerglings. He needs to lift those up. Does barely get away, but now he's probably just going straight into the main. We do see JKS anticipating this, going straight in there as well, getting a queen. But he can't... JKS already on top of it. Yeah, I was going to say, nice move coming back down into the natural, but anticipated by JKS there. He's actually split up his queens to the high ground to help deal with this. He's targeting down Medivacs. Needs to be careful because those Marines do quite a bit of damage. Nice transfuse coming out. He's going to lose the queen on the low ground. Oh, one.
He's doing a really good job of microing this, and that was a really solid defense from JKS. That was amazing, actually. He only lost Zerglings and didn't lose a single queen. I don't think he lost a Baneling either. So now he is really far ahead. There's more and more Zerglings streaming out. Once again, the Spire is going to pop out, and he's in an excellent position. Sting has tried to cut his losses by skipping the turrets. So this time, if he just goes in and harasses the mutas, doesn't assume that there's turrets this time, it could just do a bunch of damage. And look at this, Zerglings walking right under the third base, delaying it.
Oh, there's a gap here in the wall.
Oh my god, it's open?
Where did that barracks go? But he is going to have reinforcements up there to come in. But at the same time, we've got more Zerglings. He expected that command center to land, actually put pressure on it. Where did that barracks go? Oh, went to the high ground for a reactor. That's very, very strange for that to happen.
Yeah, if he'd come through with all of his Zerglings, that would have been pretty bad. He would have lost all the Hellions and a decent number of the Zerglings. He wouldn't have like done huge amounts of damage, but it would have been Zerglings for delaying the army of Sting when JKS is already in a good spot.
Yeah, well, we do see him coming into the fourth base now. JKS does have mutas out on the field, and he's coming in, but he needs to be careful of this Marine count. He doesn't have that many. He doesn't have Zerglings. He doesn't have Baneling speed. He's going to have to give this hatchery up, I feel. He's going to lose some mutas, and he cannot engage here. We do see more reinforcements coming in, so that's nice, quite nice. He did not get the cancel off on the hatchery, but he is going to be able to clear. Oh, did he? I'm pretty sure that was the death animation on the
No,
ground.
I saw the minerals pop up. It said
Oh, okay.
canceled 25. So he got it just barely. He waited very to the last second, and he is going to be able to clean this up. That looked kind of bad for a second, but he got some good baneling hits off. He canceled the hatch, and this is not the point in the game where Sting really wants to be trading units, because JKS, he's had his third base up for a while. He's deflected a lot of these attacks. Meter count's starting to get up there. Like, yeah, he delayed the fourth base, but he didn't do anything more than that. And now this next attack just doesn't look quite as scary because there's not as many Hellions with it.
Yeah, that's very true. And JKS does have the map control now. He is going to take a fourth on the left-hand side this time instead. 36 Zerglings in production. He will be able to come up and try and harass this third base here as well with a few Zerglings. There's only one Hellion and a few Marines, but he is going to be able to defend that quite nicely anyway. Coming back down, JKS trying to double expand at the same time. He's going to lose this hatchery on the right again. However, he doesn't have many. He actually doesn't have any banelings on the high ground, and Sting realized that he's actually going to come up straight away, transfuse on that spine crawler as best he can. But the banelings aren't done yet, and this is a really dangerous time here for JKS. He realizes what's going on. Sting is actually going to go in for it. There's a nice baneling hit by JKS, unfortunately for Sting, and he will be cleaned up.
He did a good job of buying time there by just dancing back and forth with the Zerglings. It caused Sting to hesitate and not really engage immediately. When he had him at kind of a tough spot where, like you were saying, without any of the banelings out,
oh,
if
but
he
the
just stood
mutas
forward and gone for it, that might have gone better. But nice play by JKS. Now the mutas are just chasing everything down, still holding map control in the center. He's got a nice creep highway leading right up to the third base, and there's a bunch more banelings on the way. I don't think he can defend this third base unstable if he commits for this.
No, probably not. He is only slightly down in supply, but JKS has got his left-hand side base going. He's trying to take that right-hand side for the third time this time. Creep spreads all the way up to this third base here. And we do see, of course, 2-2 for both players finished up. And he's actually going to lose a few Marines and a Hellion at the front here. But he needs to get his split right, though. We do see the banelings. Are they going to go straight for the command center? No, they're not. They're going to go for these Marines. Let's see how good the splitting is here from Sting. Here's a... Whoa!
What? What did he hit? Was there a tank there?
No, that was just the Marines actually targeting them down too quickly. That happens when there's like a large number of Marines there.
Yeah, it looks like they were blowing up on something, but wow, that was not the best for JKS there.
No, but his mutas are gonna come over the Marines. What the? Oh my God, that is. He just killed a lot of mutas there, and that's actually pretty much put JKS on the. Well, not so much on the back foot yet because there's not much production here for Sting. He's still down in supply by 20. But this...
If Sting had tanks, this would be a different story, but he's just pure Hellion Marine.
Yeah.
Because these engagements have been going very well for him in these last couple, and then the tank count would be getting up really high and it would be really difficult, but he hasn't even been trying to make tanks at all, and I think this is putting JKS in a little bit of a better position than he would be normally right now, just because, like, he's not as worried about the Hellion count getting up high. They are going down to the banelings. Main thing is he's got to make sure that the Hellions don't get an epic shot off on the banelings as they're running in. That could be a really big problem.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see half of JKS's forces over here on the left-hand side. However, he's got reinforcements coming in from everywhere. Lots of Zerglings. And as you were saying, the tank count isn't really there, and he's not going to have 3-3 anytime soon. So he needs to be very careful on what's going on. More banelings being morphed here. The muta count hasn't been replenished at all after he flew over all those Marines. But he's actually baited him down to the bottom of the ramp. Not sure what Sting was thinking there. And it's actually going to allow JKS to trade really effectively. And this might be the end of it here, Relkun, because he just completely wiped out that army because it was all clumped up on the ramp. And yeah, that's it. GG. JKS will move into our final match to play against FXOJKS, so a rematch for those guys. Let's see how this one turns out. Stay with us. We'll be right back.